Hello and welcome to my new video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Lex and happy late anniversary for Animal Crossing's release. I meant to release this video on March 20th, but you know, sometimes things don't pan out like we want them to. Today, I'm going to be walking you all through 10 super easy build ideas. These are builds that I think you can execute without, you know, a lot of intense terraforming or anything. They are pretty simple builds that will really elevate your island. I wanted to start with this beautiful one. This island has this little pergola pathway, which is really beautiful just in and of itself. But let me show you the backdrop. How cute is that? Because of the way the terraforming is right behind the pergolas, there is room to place little butterfly models, so it gives it a livelier, natural feel. I just think this is so gorgeous, and like I said, it's not very intense terraforming. The main event is just these pergolas here, so if you can place items, you're already halfway there. I think this is beautiful in its simplicity and a great idea for any island. Of course, you can adapt it for your own theme. Up next is this super cute little movie theater area at the very back of the island. I think that movie theaters are a great way to fill space because they can be as simple or as complex as you want them to be. As you can see, this creator has just layered some custom designs to make it look like little blankets out here and then added flowers and movie theater-like things. We've got popcorn, snacks, seats. This little present is so cute. There's also a little popcorn machine. I feel like 90% of the complexity of this build is just in arranging the flowers, and depending on your theme, you might not even want flowers around your movie theater. So I feel like this is a great space filler. It is simple to execute, and there are so many directions you can go in with this kind of idea. So many color schemes, so many themes. I just think it's very flexible. I think beaches are definitely a struggle area for a lot of us, so I really love this idea, a very simple way to decorate your beach, and the creator did mention that this is adaptable for an indoor area as well. If you wanted to have a little indoor spa, obviously minus the fences and the trees, you could still adapt this to a small room or part of a large room and it would still look absolutely gorgeous. I also love the color scheme here, but of course another thing that is optional, you can change up the color. You can make this blue or any other, you know, whatever your favorite color is. It could work with this kind of build. I think it's simple, it's so few items, and the arrangement is really easy to achieve. It just looks beautiful. And by the way, if you're wondering how you stop a tree from growing, I get that question quite a bit. You need to let it grow to whatever stage you want to keep it at. So this is, I believe, the second or third day? Probably the third day if I had to guess, of this palm tree growing. You just need to plant a fruit that it cannot be a coconut, another type of fruit, in one of the squares surrounding it. So the fruit tree here is in this square, and that will stop the tree from growing. This works for any type of tree on your island. Up next is this super cute concept for a little restroom area. This island is a campground, kind of like national park vibe. It is super precious. I love the details here. Again, very simple construction. You might need a couple of custom designs, but it is very easy to set up, very few furniture items involved, and of course another thing that is adaptable. That was one of my goals for this video, to find ideas that are flexible and can be used across different themes. And of course this one is very woodsy and natural, a very fancy bathroom, but you could go about this with completely different items and still capture the restroom vibe with a different sort of aesthetic. I think this is such a great idea. Up next, this entire island is fruit themed, which first of all is such a cute theme to have for your island. But the build I wanted to feature is this little painting area. This is a popular build, I think, in Animal Crossing Islands because we do have so many items that are reflective of this build, but this one especially caught my eye. The fact that it fits so well into this theme is so inspiring. I love the items used here, the little paint cans, which are a 2.0 item, so, you know, less common, you could say, in these painting areas. I also love the setup here. You can see the inspiration. They have this little basket of fruit in front of the painting. It is just adorable. I also love that it is set up here near the museum. Of course, someone who appreciates the fine arts would hang out by the museum to do their painting. It's just very simple, but very beautiful. Before we look at this build, take a peek at that mini map. Oh my gosh, that looks so cool. This creator does a great job using in-game paths to really contribute to builds. So here right in front of resident services, there's this little courtyard slash plaza, which kind of extends, you know, the plaza that you've already got going on in front of resident services. I love the pattern here, the way that the the in-game path was laid down. And again, it's a super simple build. The core build here is literally 3 items, the fountain and then 2 benches. And of course, the surroundings really contribute to how aesthetically pleasing this area is, but I think it looks phenomenal. I love all of the colors and I love the placement here. This is easily replicated and, you know it, adaptable to your theme. Another build super close to resident services. This is a community garden, and of course you can create this with just some plants if that's what you choose, just some of your little veggie crops. But I love the way this creator set them up. They are lined up along this road. The train in the background is so cute to me, and of course it's made up of only 2 different items. There's multiple of the minecart, of course, but that train illusion is so precious. I think it's so clever too, and I love the items here that really pronounce the fact that this is a little community garden. The little bags here, are you kidding? It could also be something like a farmer's market, whatever fits best into your island, but I just love the way this is set up, and it doesn't even take up that much room, and it's this like otherwise very awkward strip of land. I think this is just a brilliant idea for filling horizontal space or using some crops on your island. Okay, I need you all to emotionally prepare because this idea really blew me away. Look at this. This is a flower shop build. The main build that I really want to point to here is the, oh my gosh, what is it called? The little mini greenhouses, the little flower refrigerators with the castle gate in front of them. How genius is that? It looks absolutely phenomenal. They've used custom designed doors here to continue the illusion. You can go right in. Oh my gosh, I think it's so cute. And also the use of pergolas behind there is just so fitting for a little flower shop. I think this is genius. This is one of the coolest flower shop builds I think I've ever seen. I mean, how adorable is that? This is another idea that I thought was just super clever. Instead of using the actual simple well item, this creator has made their own little square well using stone fences. Isn't that cool? So you've got a little wishing well here. There's even some coins dropped to enhance that effect. This is of course a very simple build. All you need is 4 fences and you can surround it any way you like. I just thought this was such a creative take on the wishing well, which I've made myself before, and yeah, I just like the surroundings too. I think the whole area is done really well. I always love to see little diagonal bridges, and this one is so pretty. Last but not least, here we have a literal soup kitchen. I think it was so clever to put these bowls of ramen and other things in front of the stew pots. It just makes it look so much more realistic. You can come up and choose your own soup. I think it's cool that there are little workers here. There's even a little piggy bank, if you can see it. Isn't that so precious? The combination of there being literal volunteers slash employees here and this little rope insinuating, you know, a little line cordoning off where the workers are. Everything about this, the detail here is so impressive considering, again, how few items are used. This is another thing that can be, you already know it, adapted. Ladies and gentle individuals, I have completed my ideas for the day. I hope that you're feeling inspired, and before you go, please do enjoy this little screen cap of all of my members. Thank you all so much for your ongoing support of my channel. You all mean the world to me. Until next time, bye!